I've built 5 7-figure traders this year so far, and they all did the same 5 things. But it was actually one thing they did after they became 7-figure traders that guaranteed that they could continue to pull money from the markets at such a high level without self-sabotaging. And I'm going to show you exactly what I showed them so that you can scale without falling apart. Now, before we get into it, I want you to comment your biggest psychology issue in the comments below. I want to offer you some insights. Now, I covered in one of my previous videos 4 proven action steps that are going to guarantee you to get $100,000 in funding. These 4 action steps are important to review because they lay the foundations for getting you from 6 to 7 figures. Now, the first thing is you need to ensure that you have a profitable edge. Your trading edge is the foundation of all the results. If you don't have a profitable edge and you build all these layers on top of, you're building a poor foundation which will not sustain. So the way you ensure you have a profitable edge is by either learning it from someone else or over time discovering your own edge based on how you like to trade and what you found works well in the market. But you need to ensure that you have a strike rate of at least 51% if you have a reward to risk of 1-to-1. Now, ideally, it's greater than that, but 51% strike rate on a risk to reward of 1-to-1 is still profitable, okay? But you need to go through and test your particular strategy, your entries and your exits to ensure that it yields you a profitable result. And the only way to ensure you can do that is by having a clear set of rules of how you enter into the market written down, a clear set of rules of how you exit out of the market written down, and then go through backtested data or run through some sort of simulation to see how this entry and exit model performs over a large sample space of data. Now, your edge, by definition, what that means is that you're not going to be profitable in every individual trade, but you're going to be more profitable than not over a large sample space. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to define clear entry and exit rules in the market so that if we take 100 or 1,000 trades, we know at the end of that sample space, we're going to end up profitable. So you want to prove to yourself that you have a profitable edge. Then you want to put that profitable edge into a mechanical trading plan. Why? Because if you want consistent profitability, you need to be consistent in the way you come to the market and you execute in the market. If how you feel every day changes and how you execute every day changes, then you can't expect a consistent result from the market. You need to figure out exactly what your rules are, put them into a mechanical trading plan, a checklist, a step-by-step process, and then it becomes your job as a trader to come to the market and consistently execute on that when the market presents the opportunities. Now, of course, fear and greed are now introduced into the equation because once you have a profitable edge and a mechanical trading plan, it's now the fear of losing that's going to stop you from taking trades when the market presents you the opportunity. Or it's the greed over winning that are going to drive you to take trades when the market isn't willing to give you an opportunity in that moment. So now as a trader, once you have a profitable trading strategy, you need to learn how to manage your psychology, fear and greed in particular, so that you can stick to your trading plan. And when the market presents the opportunity, you execute. Now, I go in depth, I give you a comprehensive breakdown of the science and the psychology behind managing fear and greed so that you can stick to your trading plan in my free Bulletproof Your Trading Mindset 2.0 course that has video explanations, and it also gives you a tool that's going to walk you through a step-by-step process just before you trade to ensure you neutralize fear and greed and you can stick to your trading plan. So if you don't already have that, make sure you go into the description and download that right now, watch the course, and start implementing that into your trading. Again, it's completely free. Make sure you do that. Now, just as a little bit of a high level overview, it's our greeds that drive our fears when we're trading. If we're sitting at our computer waiting for an opportunity to be presented to us by the market, and in our mind, we're creating an idea of what we think we're going to get from that trade. We think that if we get into that trade, we're going to make this dollar amount, this percentage. We think that this dollar amount and this percentage is going to help us pass a funded challenge, which is going to give us all this additional capital. We then think that we can go and post that in our trading community to get recognition and get status. And then we think we can take that money and pay down bills and pay down debts and maybe buy a new watch, buy a new car, whatever it may be. And we create an idea of what we think we're going to get from the market in our own mind. And then what we do is we come to the market and we project unrealistically all those expectations onto the market. And we think that the market's going to give us all those things. Now, the moment we create these positive expectations in our mind about what we think the market's going to give us, guess what is introduced into the equation? Fear. We now fear missing out on that. And we now fear loss, because the fear of loss not only means the fear of the dollar and the percentage, but it also means the fear of the loss of all the things we've created in the narrative in our mind about what we think we're going to get from the trade. So the way to guarantee yourself being an emotional trader run by fear and greed is to create all these expectations and project them onto the market on what you think the market's going to give you. The way to guarantee you becoming a process-based trader that sticks to your trading plan and can consistently scale with not too much increased pressure is to become aware of these expectations you're projecting and then ground them and remind yourself how unrealistic it is for any individual trader to expect the market to bend to their will on that individual trade. Again, we have no idea as traders of what the outcome on that individual trade is going to be, but we can say to a degree, to a confidence degree, that if we take this same setup 100, if not 1,000 times, we're going to end up profitable at the end of that largest sample space. So our job as a trader is come to the market free of any expectations in that individual trade and just stick to our trading plan. Now, again, the Bulletproof Your Mindset Tool is going to help you embody that process. A process that seems simple, but has greater complexities and greater challenges when actually implementing it. So make sure you use that tool to help you actually implement that process. Now, the fourth thing is you now need to structure your life for consistency. You need to manage everything going on in your life, your relationships, your health and fitness, your job, your personal finances, to ensure that they're not creating stresses and they're not creating challenges that then affect your ability to consistently execute, your ability to come to the market with a balanced mindset and stick to your trading plan. So you need to structure those things. You need to ensure you're empowered in those areas to ensure that you have time and you have the focus and you have the mental capacity to come to the market and just consistently stick to your trading plan. Those are the four things that will guarantee you a $100,000 funded account. If you do those four things, I guarantee you, if you do them properly, you'll get a $100,000 funded account. Now, how do we go from 100,000 to $1 million, like I've helped many traders do this year? Well, it's very simple. We need to start introducing greater degrees of leverage into your trading, meaning that what you do up here doesn't change, but what you're doing is you're now introducing more capital, a greater leverage. Your input doesn't change, but your output exponentially becomes bigger. So the best way to do this is to utilize initially prop firms and take advantage of the amazing opportunities we all have around us to get access to a larger degree of capital at a very low barrier to entry. And then utilizing the payouts you get from those prop firms to fund personal accounts to create a level of diversification. And then to use your prop firms and your personal accounts to build a 6 to 12 month track record so that you can leverage off that to then go and take greater degrees of leveraging other people's money, other investors, that type of stuff. Okay. So to go from 6 to 7 figures, in terms of your processes, not much changes, although there is something that you need to do to ensure you can hold on to that greater degree of capital, which I'm going to cover at the end of this video. But there are two things. Firstly, leverage the opportunities you have around you. And then secondly, recognize that the greater degree of leverage you take on, if you don't manage your psychology, the greater degree of greed, the greater pressure. So what's going to happen is now instead of trading $100,000 in capital, let's imagine you scale up to $1 million in capital. Instead of risking $1,000 per trade, you're now risking $10,000 per trade. So if before you're taking a trade, $1,000 risk with a reward of potentially $3,000, you're maybe thinking in your mind, all right, this will help me cover rent for the month. But now on $1 million account, risking $10,000, you're now creating the idea of the potential of $30,000 reward, thinking you can now help pay down your parents' mortgage, you get a new watch, you go on a nice vacation. So what happens is the greater degree of leverage, the greater greeds and the greater expectations we're imposing on the market. And because of the increased greeds, this simultaneously creates a greater degree of fear of missing out and a fear of losing. So the pleasure in your mind becomes greater if you don't manage it, but simultaneously the pain becomes greater because now you have a greater perception of loss in that moment. So because of the duality of the human mind, the greater degrees of capital that you're trading, the greater greeds you're going to create, and therefore simultaneously the greater fear of loss you're going to create in your mind. The greater emotional swings you're going to create if you don't know how to manage your psychology. And this is why number 3 is so important. Managing your psychology is so important, is because the more and more capital you trade, the greater the importance of managing these greeds so that you don't create all this unnecessary fear in your trading. Remember, it's greed and fear that's going to take you away from your trading plan and your trading processes. The reason why traders scale up and do really well for a little bit point of time and then they scale up and then they lose everything is because they don't know how to manage their psychology. The same thing happened to me about 7 years ago when I first picked up my first round of private investment. So as a trader, if you want to scale to 7 figures, really the process that you do doesn't change too much, but there's a greater importance on managing your psychology. And by using the Bulletproof Your Mindset tool, identifying and grounding these greeds, you'll simultaneously ground the fears, and you'll be able to just stick to your trading plan irrespective of what the outcome is. So if you don't already have that tool, make sure you download it, watch that free course. It's completely free and it's guaranteed to transform your trading mindset. Now, there is a trap you have to become aware of. I started working with a trader about 18 months ago. At the time of starting to work with him, he had a $100,000 funded account and he had a goal to scale up to $1 million. In 6 months, he scaled up to $1 million. He turned his $100,000 funded account. He picked up many more rounds of funding through different prop firms. It took him 6 months to scale from $100,000 to $1 million. And in 3 days, he blew it all. Loss after loss, revenge trading, over-risking to try and make it back. Every trading psychology issue was introduced and he ended up blowing all $1 million worth of funding. Hit max drawdown. You do not want to be that trader that works so diligently and carefully to scale up to 7 figures and blows it all pretty much overnight. So you need to become aware of the risks of trading these greater amounts of capital, and you need to implement the drawdown protocol into your trading, which I'm going to show you right now. The rule here is don't risk more than 1% on any given trade. That's number one, because over risking, you're now exposing yourself to hitting max drawdown or max daily loss if the prop firm has that rule. And secondly, you want to introduce this drawdown protocol into your trading. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I've seen more traders blow funded accounts and lose money than I have traders successfully pass funded accounts and pull payouts from prop firm. So although it seems statistically the deeper you go into drawdown, the more you should keep your risk the same because the probability model is going to kick in. The evidence in actuality that I see is completely different. What I've actually seen would work better for traders is that the deeper they go into drawdown, to reduce their risk, to manage and calm down their psychology so that they can go back to sticking to their trading plan. Because what I found is that traders that go deeper into drawdown, it creates a greater fear of hitting drawdown, which creates a compensation of creating greater fantasies of over risking and taking trades not part of their plan so that they can get back over break even and get back into the positive. So what I've actually seen works better for traders long term and to ensure they sustain their funded accounts is to have this exact drawdown protocol in place to protect their psychology, to ensure they're consistently adhering to their trading plan. Firstly, if your max drawdown of your prop firm is -10, I want you to implement this exact protocol. Firstly, between break even and -5, you're risking 1% per trade. So let's say it's a $100,000 account. Anywhere between $0 and $95,000, you're risking $1,000 per trade. And beyond break even as well, you're risking the same because you're never risking more than 1% of your total account size. Now, if your account goes below $95,000, meaning it goes 5% into drawdown and your max drawdown is -10%, then from -5 to -7.5, you're halving your risk. You're now risking $500. So you have 5 consecutive losses from here to here, and then you have another 5 consecutive losses from here to here because you've halved your risk. Now, if you go below -7.5 in drawdown, you then half your risk again. You're risking $250. $1,000, $500, $250 here. And what this means is you can now take another 10 losses, 10 consecutive losses from -7.5 to -10. So what you're doing is you're increasing the space between where you are and your max drawdown to create less pressure on your psychology and to just calm yourself down a little bit so that you can get back to sticking to your trading plan. And with this max drawdown protocol, you turn what is usually 10 consecutive losses and you've lost the account into 20 consecutive losses. And it's very unlikely if you're sticking to your trading plan, you've got a calm psychology that you can hit 20 consecutive losses. So do the principles I've outlined above to ensure you get from 6 to 7 figures, take advantage of the opportunity you have around you, leverage other people's money, and then implement the risk management protocols here to ensure you protect your capital and you keep yourself safe. This is what I've seen consistent with the traders I've helped scale this year, and why I'm so certain that they're going to hold on to this capital is because they have these capital safeguards in place. They're managing risk, they're covering their downside, and as a result, they're increasing the probability of them holding on to that capital for the long run. Traders, if you found this video useful, make sure you like and subscribe. This will ensure you stay up to date with my most recent releases. And before you click away, I want you to click on this video that's popping up on your screen and give it a watch through. It's going to give you a deeper dive into your psychology to ensure that you can eliminate self-sabotage and scale to your trading goals.